Hi, Chisel. Good morning. We can't hear you. All right, we'll start once it's 12:20. Okay, so this is 12:20, and we're going to start right now. So once you're able to see my screen, please let me know. Okay, you can see my screen. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen, please? You can either like use the reaction, raise up your hand, or tell me in the chat box. Let me be sure. Okay, okay. All right. So, first of all, we are going to before I now show you guys like what we have today. So we're just going to like do a recap now. All right. So let's go. Sorry, network is a slow. So all these icons are still loading. I want to put it in full mode. So summary of the Bits coding first, okay? So first of all, what we first looked at, all right, on the first day of the coding first is the introduction to graphic design. Okay, so like we introduce what graphic design is all about, what you need to why it's important, and then so much more. So we discussed that you said that graphic design, right, means using pictures, colors, text, and shapes, okay, to create something that shares a message, right? So like we use, pictures, colors, text, and it's how we make things look nice, fun, or professional, so that others can understand or feel something just by looking at it, right? So we also got where can we still graphic design, so that graphic is everywhere. So that we see it like, posters, like a school event or night poster, flyers, like something that is handed out for a party or sales. You see it like in logos, like the TikTok, Pepsi, or those school logo. You see them like in book covers, your book cover now that makes you want to read a book, social media design, and data art. Okay, something that pops on Facebook or Instagram. Okay, so I hope you guys are following. Oh, Iroluwa, welcome back to today's class. I don't know if you enjoyed them, but I just really recap on, the last Kids Coding Fest that we did. All right, so after we talked about, where we see graphic design, the next thing we looked at in introduction to graphic design is, why graphic design is important. And we say because it helps grab attention quickly. Like when you see a big colorful sign, if you see a design, all right, it grabs your attention and you want to know that's a good design. You want to know, what is this design saying? You get what does it mean? And it makes information easier to understand. Right? In graphic design, because of the pictures and then the font text that are being used to make the designs in the different shapes, it makes it easier for you to understand. Imagine like if you're trying to pass some information and you just like, get a paper, you just write it down. People need to, come and start reading and reading and reading and reading like that. But then with graphic design, alright, it makes the information more easier to understand because, you don't need too much words for it. Okay, so it also helps us express ideas and emotion without needing many words. Right, like I said, like when you are designing something, you don't necessarily need to, come and start writing long, you know, information or something like that. Okay, so, you can just express your ideas and emotion without saying too much words. You can also use like, pictures, you can use like shapes and things like that. Okay, and then it makes things look organized and professional. So, when you use like shapes, pictures to know something like is beautiful, it makes it look, organized and professional. Okay, so getting started with Canva. That was the last thing that we looked at. I think on day two, we, got to explore the application software which we are using and we use that time. So Canva. Alright, so Canva is an easy to use design tool that helps you, create beautiful things like posters, flyers, social media posts, ads, book covers, and, so much more. All right, and then we looked at, different Canva interface. We looked at the Canva interface, and we said that Canva interface, are probably divided into two. All right, known as the Canva homepage. All right, and then we have the Canva design editor interface. All right, so this Canva homepage is where it all begins. That is the first interface that you see once you open your Canva. Right? That Canva page is what you see. It's where you see your, you see the template, you see home. That's where you create your a new design, you see project, so much more. Home is basically where you see all your recent designs that are done, and then you have projects where all the projects that you have worked on is being organized into different categories. Like photos are being organized in photos. Maybe say if you worked on presentation slide, it's being organized in presentation slide. Like everything is organized so that if you know what you are looking for, you just go to the category, click on it, and then you'll get it. Okay. Then for what again do we have in the okay, create a design. Alright, and the place that says create, which is basically where you can create a new design. You guys will see this once we start using Canva to design. Okay, so another one is known as the design editor. But like I told you guys, you have two Canva interface. The design editor is where the magic happens. Okay, so design editor is basically where you design. Let me say now, once you create a new design, okay, if you bring you the designer editor interface, and this is where you edit all your work. This is where you can add like colors, you can add text, backgrounds, elements, and different things. Alright, and then for this designer editor interface, we have the top bar. Let me show you guys what I'm saying. Okay, so this is how the designer editor interface looks like. Where we have design, we have templates, we have tests, we have brand, uploads, tools, projects, and so much more. Alright, so design is basically where you can get a design that looks like what you have made. Just like alright. See how many like just like that they gave me. Okay. So if I don't like the one that I'm using, I pick from here. Then we have elements. Elements is basically where you can search for anything that you want to use in your design, be it images or icons or anything you want to use in your design. That is one fun thing about Canva. Alright, one thing about Canva is that it gives you, you don't sometimes when you need to design, some of the things that you need to design with is already a Canva. Or else you are the person that wants to go and get your own image, okay? Or the person that wants to get your own image. But then apart from that, Canva already gives you, your own element where you can get everything. And you have the one for text. Text is where you can, add your fonts. Alright? So if you click on this add a text box like this, you see that something appears here, and this is where you can type any text you want to type. You change the font here and the font size and the font color here. So you can edit it here. Then we don't use this brand, alright? This is basically for pro. Okay, so pro are like elements that we cannot use. Anyone that you see in Canva that has a crown and it says pro, it means that you can't use it. You can only use that when you are using the Canva Pro. Canva Pro are like if you paid to use the application. But then I know that most of us are using the normal free Canva. So sometimes we can't use the things that are pro. Because why? If you use it, most of them are watermarked, and then when you want to save your project, you won't be able to save it. Right? So we have uploads here. Uploads are basically where you can upload your files. Okay, these are places where you can upload your files. Like these are different images that I just uploaded on Canva. So that's why you have seen it here. You have videos, alright? You want to upload videos and then audios. Once you come to, if you click on upload files, it will take you to your file right here. So it will just take you to your files. So you can just get the file where it is and then click on it. So we have tools, and in tools we have like shapes. We don't use this draw, okay? And then we have like shapes where you can get, different shapes that you want to use in your designs. We have lines, all right. We have, sticky notes, and we have tests. Okay. If you guys are following me to this point,
No.
who are just joining us, welcome. John. So another thing we have projects. Okay, we have project. I have what is known as Magic Media. Magic Media is, the Canva AI where you can generate any image that you want to generate. Alright? So that is for Canva homepage. You get to understand all this more. That's for those that didn't join the first Kids Coding First. You get to understand this more when we start working on it. Alright? So the next thing that we looked at was, understanding color theory, where we say that colors are more than just decoration, so that they help tell a story, grab attention. So, they help tell a story, grab attention, and then show emotions. So when you are using colors, right, you not basically just choose any color. Okay. There is something that is known as like color theory. And then the colors that you choose, alright, there is a way that it makes us feel. Okay. So we said that there are different types of color, and we looked at the primary colors where we say that these primary colors are the three basic colors, all right, that cannot be made by mixing others. All right, you can't make red, yellow, or blue by mixing other colors. Okay. Then we looked at secondary color where we said that secondary colors are made by mixing, two primary colors together. So like when we have, two primary color, red and yellow, if you mix it together, it gives you an orange color. Blue and yellow, if you mix it together, it gives you the green color. Blue and red, if you mix it together, it gives you the purple color. Alright, so for primary color, you can't mix any color to get a primary color. We're basically mixing two primary colors to get a secondary color. Alright, so we also looked at tertiary colors where we say that tertiary colors are made by mixing, a primary with a secondary color. Alright, red and orange. Red is a primary color, while orange is a secondary color. Then you get a color known as red orange color. Alright, same thing with the blue and green. Alright, and so on. So after that, we also looked at warm colors and cool colors. We say like there are also colors that are known as warm colors, and there are also colors that are known as cool colors. Where we say that warm colors are like red, orange, yellow. Okay, and we also looked at the psychology, alright, behind these colors, like the feelings that we get, alright, when we see those colors. And we say that the color feels, excited, energetic, and then happy. Alright, these are how those colors make us feel. And then that they remind us of, sun, fire, and joy. Okay, that's for warm color. And we also looked at school colors, all right? Blue, green, purple. Right? I would say that these colors feels calm, relaxing, and sometimes, sad. And they remind us of water, cloud, and, quiet place, cool. They just calm, relaxing. Right? Colors. So we looked at the color psychology, all right? So we looked at, the first colors, the feelings attached to them, and then where they are being used. All right. So we looked at, the red color when we say has a feeling of energy and passion, and it's mostly used in sales designs or flyers, action buttons, and anything that a design that has to do with love. All right, and then for blue we have calm and trust. All right, that's the feeling attached to blue color. Feels calm and trust. And then we say that it's usually used in hospitals, designs that has to do with hospital or tech companies. Okay, and we also looked at the yellow color, which is associated with the feeling of happiness and warmth. All right, and we say that these colors are like brands that use these colors are normally kids brands or foreign posters. These are designs where you might see these colors. We also look at the green color, which has the feeling of nature and growth. And we say they are mostly used for eco products. What do you mean by this eco products? Agricultural products and so on, and then also health related designs. And we looked at the purple color, which has the feeling of magic and creativity, right? Are usually used for and then so on, right? We also look at the black color, right? It has a feeling of power and elegance. And we say that it's usually used for brands. You know what? You can unmute, but then not now. What I'm done, you can unmute, but then not now. What I'm done, right? Everybody will now have them. Like I said, Chiso, this is a recap. We will first of all do a recap. We will first of all do a recap video. All right, do a recap video. All right, because the last class, the last class that we hosted, we need to do a recap so that we do not confuse them. All right, before we now enter the main thing that we are going to do. So once it's 1 o'clock, we start. So I need to finish up the recap. So we go into the main thing we are doing. So we looked at, sorry, it's font. All right, typography and fonts. When you say that typography is the style of writing and how letters look in a design, right? It's about choosing the right fonts to match the goal or message of your creating. So fonts are basically letters that you use in design. Um, so this traditional right font that is at the end of the letter, right? For serif fonts, they have like small feet at the end of the letters. And then they are usually used like papers, certificates, and so on. So you can just get your books, like any of your best books or novels, and check if the font has a small fit. If you have like tiny, tiny feet at the edges of the letter, then layer of that is a serif font. Alright? And then anything that needs to feel serious or classy or smart, alright? You use this serif font. Okay. So the next font that we looked at is sans serif font, alright, which is modern and clean, alright. I would say that this font are simple and smooth, no extra lines or feet used for them. The difference between a serif font and a sans serif font is that serif font has a tiny feet at the end of the letters, while sans serif doesn't have. So sorry about the noise. So that's the difference between them. And then we said that this font, alright, can be used like in websites, apps, kids posters, modern logos, and then anything you feel for fresh or is it real? Okay. So after that, all right, we also looked at a font known as script font, all right? This font looks like handwriting, feels elegant and creative, all right, and personal, and is used for invitations, logos, or anything fancy. Most of the designs that has to do with children, all right, that involve children, script fonts are always used for it, all right, because like they are fun fonts, kind of, they are funny, it's in fact of in a type of way. If like you have an invitation card in your house, like an wedding invitation card, you should look at it and you see that like that font, like that is a script font for you. And then we look at another font known as display fonts. Alright, where we say that those fonts are like bold, stylish fonts made to grab attention. Alright, and we say that these fonts are used for movie posters, billboard, music album covers, and then advertisement. So basically, display fonts are used to advertise things, or just like the name display. They are displaying. You want people to see it. They are bold letters. Okay, they are usually bold letters. So like they are big, so it catches people's attention. All right. So they are basically used for advertising. Okay, so after that, we also looked at working with shapes and logos. When we say that a logo is a special symbol or design that represents a brand, school, business, or area, it helps to recognize something quickly, like how the starting goal, the Nike, Bush, and the Apple logo, or the Pepsi set. Okay. So like like how we have our name, and our name is like our identity. That is like basically what logos are for. Sometimes you might not even see the name of the company or the brand, but then by just seeing the logo, you already know that, oh, this product or this thing is from this social brand or company. Just like we have Nike. Nike logo is just like a good, right? It's just like a good. So once you just see, a shoe that has like a good mark on it, you are like, oh, this is a Nike logo shoe. This is a Nike shoe. All right. Just recognize that just by the logo. So like logos are like brand identity. All right. So and then we said that most logos are made from basic shapes. Like logos are basically made from shapes like circle, triangle, square, stars, hearts, and then so much more. Even abstract shapes. Alright? These abstract shapes are like basically different shapes that added together. Like that is abstract shape. Alright? So just like colors and fonts has meaning attached to them, shapes also has meaning attached to them. Alright? There are different meaning attached to shapes. Okay? Like for the circle shape, like unity, okay, for and then it feels like with circle, the psychology of all right. A triangle, we say power, direction, all right. That's the meaning, and then it has the feeling of strong, and then it feels strong and sharp. Okay, for square, meaning is balance, stability, and it feels like safe and structured. Okay, we have the word for star, which is like achievement, fun, and it feels exciting and then creative. Okay, so you see that once you want to make like a logo, you look at the shapes and their meanings. So if you know the meanings, all right, you if you know the meanings, okay, you can just know how you choose your shapes, all right, based on their meaning, because they all have meanings. Okay, let me say now you want to make something that has to do with children. All right, so you can start to incorporate the star shape and circle shape. All right, unity and community, achievement and fun. All right, is good for what is it called? Um the children logo, all right? Let me say if you want to make something that has to do like with news, all right? You can calculate like the square needs, like balance and then step. So you guys need for the recap. We also did so much more, all right? But then these are basically the things that you would need, all right, to continue on this kids weekend code lab. Okay, so if you have a question now, you can, unmute yourself and then ask your questions. So, does anybody have a question? Does anybody have a question? Okay, so nobody's asking any questions. I guess that we should not go into what we have for today. So please, if you should continue, can you like let me know in the chat box? If you should continue, can you let me know in the chat box, please? Well, you guys are not saying anything. Please, I push something so we can continue.
What's happening?
Do you have a question?
That's are we going,
Yeah, go on.
huh?
What do you say?
Are we going to be using Canva today?
Yes, we are going to be using Canva. No, for today is basically like introduction to what we are going to do. Right? So I just finished like the recap video. That's for those that were not part of the last class. Alright, so that they're able to catch up with what we are going to do. So now I'm about to enter what we have for today. Okay, I'll just basically show you guys what we are going to do, all right, for this class. And then from our next class, that is going to start designing. Do you understand?
Mm,
But you people still have an assignment today. So, does anybody has any other question? Okay, so now let's go into what we have today. So what we are going to be doing in this section of the Kids Weekend Code Lab, alright, is storytelling, alright, using generative AI, right? That's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to create our own story, animate it, alright, and we're going to create a story using AI. So each image you're going to generate is using AI, and we're going to animate them and make it into a story. Alright. So today basically we're just going to do introduction to storytelling. Alright. And then after that I'll show you guys what we are going to do for this section. Okay. So then I'll give you your assignment from next week Saturday, alright? That's when we actually start with generating image and then start using Canva. But like you guys know how we do it now. Even the kit coding first on the first day we didn't use Canva. We did introduction. So this week is introduction. So we get to understand what we are actually about to do. Okay, so once you are there done learning, all right, once you are done understanding what we are going to do for this section, then from Saturday we'll start using our Canva. Okay, but you still have an all right. So today's topic is introduction to storytelling, all right, using generative AI. Okay, and then we are going to go through the goal of the day. So the goal for today is help you guys understand what storytelling is all about. All right, show you guys how stories are used in everyday life, design, and media, and show you how generative AI helps in storytelling and design. Okay, so now what is storytelling? What is a storytelling? So storytelling is how we share, adventures, feelings, and lessons. All right. Story can be, happy, fun, scary, or magical. Which stories make people sharing, your adventure, feelings or lessons. All right. And poster actually tells the story. Okay, so watch a movie and you're watching that and you're like, okay, so that's not really storytelling, right? You can tell a story with just designing a flyer. Okay, so example we have the Cinderella story about kindness. We have the Lion King story about bravery and family. Alright, superheroes like saving the world. Alright, so these are like examples of storytelling. Alright, so like every story has a beginning, a middle, and end. Alright, so in your stories, you don't just start anywhere. Alright, it has a layout, just like in design that we have principles of designs. Alright, there are rules that guides design. Alright, you don't just come and start and then you place this here and you place the other one there. No, 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 you don't do that. Right, there are different principles, there are different rules that guide designs. Alright, the same thing with storytelling. Right, first of all, it start with the beginning. What is the beginning? You introduce the characters and then setting. Okay, so you introduce your character and then setting. Alright, then you have the middle, which is something exciting or challenging happens at the middle. That's like the problem that everyone gets that is learn. You can check this for any story. Alright, I know the one for like miraculous, that is ladybug. You see, they introduce her. This is miraculous ladybug that does this or that. Or one of she loses one of her miraculous or what is it called, and then she has to fight the wicked person and stuff like that. That is the middle part for it, right? And then the end part is when she now wins the wicked man, and then she have recovered her miraculous and all those things. Everybody is happy. Everybody in the city is saved. That is it. You can also see that in maybe say superheroes movies. Alright, the beginning part is when they are showing us the superhero and telling us, what the superhero does and stuff like that. The middle part is, maybe when like a wicked person or a wicked hero or superhero comes, and then the good superheroes have to defeat the bad superheroes. That is the middle part. And then the ending part is, when the good superheroes are able to defeat the bad superheroes. Alright, everybody is happy and partying and you know. So you see that you can check it maybe today when you are watching your cartoon, check it, you will see there is a beginning part to a storytelling, there is a middle part to a storytelling, and then there is the ending part. Alright? So where can it be used? Right? Let's look at where it can be used. So it can be used in so storytelling is not only when you are watching a cartoon or a movie. It can be used in books, like in your novels, some of them here. Okay. It can be used in like in movies and cartoons. Right? Like our Frozen, Toy Story, or Superman. Okay. Then in video games, every game has a story, you know, maybe the heroes, the villains, and missions. Okay, like I know that I'm not really the type of person that plays game, but then I know that video games also has a story to tell. Like there is always, the bad guys and the good guys, and there's always a mission for you to accomplish. Okay, in advertisements, all right, companies use stories to sell products. Okay, so even like in your normal flyer that you design, there's a story. Look at this flyer right here now. You can see that this flyers, like they just use this company just use flyers to tell us a story. What story are they telling us? Like look at the first flyer. It says, "Tired of spending your weekends doing laundry." It's telling a story, like with images, shapes, and the next flyer is not telling you, "Let's clean tidy." Let's clean tidy laundry. Take care of it for you. Alright? You see this the next flyer is not saying yes, but then they're using it for an advertisement and it's actually telling a story. Do you understand? So like you can actually tell a story, by your design. Understand? So like you can actually tell a story, by your designs. So now it's not only in movies or novels. That's not the only place you can see, what's it called? Your design should be able to tell a story when people look at it. All right, you see it like in posters, flyers, and design. A good poster tells a mini story visually, just like I told you guys. If you look at this flyer lab, it's actually saying a story. All right, what story is it telling you? It's telling you first, which is going to happen on the 21st of May. All the information you need green grass, skies, parachute. Let's look at how storytelling connects to graphics. All right, graphics and design. All right. So designers uses storytelling to make people understand a message quickly. So when it actually involves storytelling, you get to understand the message quickly. You get like if it is not telling a story, you might be confused and you're like, what is this thing talking about? What is this saying? All right. It also helps to create emotional connection with colors, pictures, and words. All right. Like when I first saw this flyer, all right, I felt connected to it. This flyer, just with the word, all right. So just by the words, all right, that they used, okay, I got connected with it. So like designers use storytelling to to create that emotional connection, all right, and they basically use it like colors, pictures, and the words they say in their design. Okay, and they also use it, to build brands and character, just like the Nike that you have just do it, all right, or the Disney character. So you just basically use it to build brands and then character. We all know the Disney character now. Like there are so many Disney characters. I think you have the Sophia the First, you have Mickey Mouse, like you have different Disney characters. Okay, so every good graphic design, I told you that, all right, that you're the a story when people see it. Like you don't need to write, or I just by looking at it, you should be able to tell a story. Okay, so now that we know what storytelling is all about, all right, sharing adventures, exciting moments, and dreams. All right, let's think about something fun. All right. So in the past, if you wanted to bring your story to life, all right, you had to draw every picture by hand or act out yourself. Okay, what we call generative AI. It is like having a magical helper can imagine your story with you. You can describe your hero, your world, or your adventure, right? And AI can help you create pictures, build scenes, and even write parts of your story. All right, so for the 8 weeks that I'm going to have this class, all right, generate AI to generate each image which will be used for any design that we are making, so that we get to understand how this generative AI actually works. Okay, so what is the generative AI? It's a type of computer technology, right, that can create new things like pictures, story, music, or videos all by itself after learning from examples. All right. So where each generative AI is designed, okay, like artist music, fantasy, landscape, animal, and the characters. Alright, if you look at the flyer that we have right here, okay, this is what basically what we mean by illustrations. Alright, these characters were generated with the use of AI. Alright, so you see, like we say that in the past you need to know how to draw to make an illustration. But then these days you don't need to, as a graphic designer, you don't even need to know how to draw, alright, to create like illustrations. Right? This can be done using AI. Alright, it can be done using generative AI. Alright, so you can also use AI to make like storyboards for movies, animations, and games. We are still going to do this in our classes. In one of our classes, we are going to create a storyboard. Alright, we generate our characters by ourselves, the background, and then put the speech bubbles and everything. So we're going to make this. And this thing reminded me of something, right? When I was in primary school, yeah, like some of us, right, in my class, we used to have like a different book where we kind of, draw characters, put the speech bubble and what they are doing. And then we are telling our friends, oh, that this character, like you're using a kind of you're explaining it, you're like, okay, this is how this person is saying this thing. Let me say the Bob sent this person to the market. So you come here and you be like, yeah, this person is already going to the market here. So yeah, you already come back to the market, or he's already in the market, or she's already in the market. Like, you're just explaining it to your friend. You basically draw the characters, even though like they are not fine, all right? But then you just basically draw your characters. And when I saw this, I was like, like doing this thing using generative AI to generate our characters. Okay, put the speech bubbles and then the so other place you can see the generative AI where it's using generating logos and branding ideas. All right, it helps designers brainstorm. So now, if you look at this now, I generate all right using AI. I generated this two logos using AI. Just search for it and this AI generate logos. All right, most of these generative AIs, like there's something that they are best in. Informations, all right? After those informations, this logo for me. Right, so like I don't need to, stay and start designing. So you can also use AI to, edit pictures and videos quickly, adding special effects. This video is I edited it using AI. What AI? Canva AI. So just uploaded this picture, alright, clicked on auto adjust and it edited the picture for me within seconds. Okay, let's even try it now. Let's even edit this particular one. I just clicked on this picture, right? Came here to edit, click on it. Okay, it take time to come out, but then it will still be out. So look at it. Auto adjust. Like, did you just see what happened? Just look at it. Let me put it in. Okay. Come in, let me show you guys this very well. Like, just look at. I will just like, if I don't want it, I'll come back to edit. I remove it. So, what do you think did this? It's AI, all right? AI. So you can use this AI to, edit pictures, all right? You can use it to edit pictures. So, why does designers use generative AI? Why not, start designing from scratch? So I said speed. AI can create many ideas quickly, saving time. So using generative AI, like, sorry, I'm coming. Sorry about that. So first of all, they use it because of speed. All right. So like now, let me say you're making a design that has to do with illustrations, like the one we saw. All right. It basically done. Let me this file now. All right. You can just generate this with AI. You don't need to start afresh and start drawing. Imagine the time it will take you to draw this and color it. Okay, like it will take a lot of time. But then with AI, you can just generate your image in seconds, and then you're already doing the main design. All right, inspiration. AI gives designers new, unexpected ideas they would not have thought of. One thing with this AI, that I always say that like there is no limitation when you are trying something with AI. Anything you are imagining, just type it. Okay, and then it will basically show you how it is done, or it will generate the image for you rather. All right, customization. Designers can tweak or adjust AI creations to fit their unique vision. I think personally, one thing I like about generative AI is that once you generate an image using AI, all right, if you see that picture somewhere else, then the person basically got that picture from your design. AI, it's hard for AI to generate. I've not seen where AI generates the same image exactly the way it is two times. Alright. So one thing that this AI does, like, it gives like customization. Your design looks unique. Alright. So another thing is that you can sometimes think of an image you want to use for design, and the particular image you want to use, but then you feel search you can search for like search in Pinterest for the whole day and you not get that type of picture, you not get that exact picture or any website. But AI can generate it for you. You just know how to type the prompt. All right. We also designers also use it because of productivity. So designers can focus on the big ideas while AI handles the repetitive tasks like background design, color suggestion, and so much more. Right? Like these are basically the few reasons why designers use generative AI in their design. All right. So how generative AI helps storytelling and design. That's the next thing we're going to look at. So it makes storytelling easier and more visual. So kids can use AI to imagine entire worlds, characters, and scenes. Right? I tell you guys like that with AI, there is no limitation to what you are thinking. Like I generated an flying cat. Can you imagine a cat having wings? Sorry. Like can you imagine it? But then I generated an image like that, which I can even show you guys. Let me get that image so that you will see. So look at this. Look at this image right here. So look at, have you seen a cat that has wings before? A fly cat. Alright, so this is what we mean by with AI. You can imagine the entire world. Imagine any character you want to, and then it will generate it for you. Alright, and then it's made design faster. So instead of drawing everything from the scratch, AI can give you, a head start. It boosts creativity. AI gives surprising ideas that sparks even more creativity. Okay, so now that we know how generative AI can help us imagine and create, all right, let's try something fun. So I'm going to, make up a very simple story, just a few sentences, and then we will see how AI can bring it to life. Okay, so let me show you guys what I did with AI, and this is what we are going to do. So can you guys see what we did with AI? Every image that you saw here was generated using AI. I heard it's called text to speech. Alright? I just wrote what I want to turn into a speech. AI turned it into a speech. Alright? Then we now and I now animated it. So this is basically what we are going to do for this section. But then we'll be taking it, little by little. Okay, because this can actually take a longer time by little week. But this is basically what we are going to do for the entire section. Let me play the video again. So, how many of you in the comment section? One who saw that. Please let me know if you saw that video. Did we see the video that I just played? Okay. So, who and who are excited? If you want to ask any question, actually, ask now. If I show you guys the mini project, like I said, we don't really have much to do today. It's on next week Saturday. That's when we'll start using the Canva. And I hope everybody have Canva software. Do we have the Canva? Please unmute yourself and say something, please.
Okay. I saw it.
All right. So, are you excited to do that? To write your own story and animate it?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you have any question? Who has question?
How did you get the text box to be like that?
The text box. That's what I'm saying. That this is what we are going to do. So, like, we have a section for that. All right. Because if we start, we can't do everything in one day. Okay, we cannot finish it in one day. So, like next week now, we are going to explore generative AI, where we are going to design our character. Do you understand? So next week we're going to generate our character using AI. All right. Then the upper week, what are we going to do? Okay, that's going and I'm going to generate our different pages. Your storybook page. All right. So we generate it. Another class is for where we will add text to speech. So that's where you add a voice. Where I will show you either where you can use your own voice, If you want to use your own voice, or if you want to use, another person's voice, you can. So in another class, we have a class where we are going to animate all the pages that we have generated using AI. We have another class where we are going to add like the speech bubbles and other things. We have another class where we are going to add music and things like that. So we are going to take it bit by bit. But I just showed you guys like a snippet of what we are going to learn for this section, because this section is for AI generation and animation, right? Using generative AI, you're going to tell a story with it and animate it. Okay. Maybe do you have any question? Iroluwa, what about you? Okay, but then I want you to unmute yourself and tell me what you think about the video. We are waiting for you. Iroluwa, you too. There's another person that is in this class. I don't know your name because I don't know that is being written there. I don't even know if that's your name. Please, can you unmute yourself and tell us your name, please? Oh, somebody give me a hat. Ibrahim, thank you. You did not see the video. Please, can you unmute yourself so that we communicate now? Let me know why you're saying no. Maybe say, is it that you did not, no, is it for that like you did not see the video? Not saying anything. Okay, all you're waiting for. Let me show you guys like your assignment that you're going to do for me. Okay, I'm going to show you the assignment which you're going to do for me. So for the assignment, I'm going to play the video one more time so I'll watch it. So this is for the video, all right? Let me show you guys something else. So in this video, in this slide, all right, material, we have like step-by-step instruction on how you can achieve this particular video. All right. That's for those people that want to try it out. You can. Okay. So for your assignment, your mini project, okay, I want you to write your own story. All right, because you need to have a story for us to start generating images. All right, so I want you to write your story. Okay. So write down your story, how many page, if you like for the first slide or page, you can write it like page one. You say, okay, this is a story for this. Your story should have a title, right? If you look at my own, you see that in this my video, it has a title. Has a title. The title is Rob and the Lost Imagination. So